Give me the dress.
In your wildest dreams! You want to be chosen. Look at you, hideous, plain, dull, unwanted, useless.
Oh no. My mask fell off. Please don't look.
Why hide such a beauty behind a mask?
Rita, with pride in her steps, stood before her mother, admiring her dress as Douglas adjusted her necklace. But for Grace, the evening took a different turn. She had dared to hope, just this once, to dress up like the others, to attend the banquet, and maybe catch a glimpse of the prince. She had even sewn a simple dress for herself, using the little cloth she could find. But Douglas had other plans. Grace, stepmother thundered, there is no water left in this house. Go to the stream and fetch some before we all die of thirst. Grace's eyes widened with desperation. She clasped her hands together and whispered, But Mama, tonight is the banquet. Please let me prepare too. Please, just this once. Douglas's eyes burned with fury. She stood up, revealing the dress she had sat on. It was the dress Grace had made for the event. In your wildest dreams, she said as she picked the dress. Grace pleaded, but without a second thought, Douglas ripped it to shreds. The sound of tearing cloth broke Grace's heart more than words could describe. You want to be chosen? Douglas sneered. With such a monstrous face, you are not even worthy to stand among the maidens. Look at you, hideous, plain, dull, unwanted, useless. Do you think the prince would ever pick you? You'd be lucky if he doesn't banish you at first sight. Rita stepped out dressed like a jewel in the moonlight. She smirked proudly at her stepsister's misery. Douglas turned to her daughter and smiled sweetly. My darling, you look radiant. When the prince lays eyes on you, he will have no choice but to love you. Tears streamed down Grace's face, soaking the mask. She wanted to protest, to plead that she only wished to watch how the event unfold, but her voice failed her. With trembling hands, she picked up the clay pot and stepped outside. Her heart felt heavier than the pot she carried. On the road to the stream, she saw the other maidens. Their gowns sparkled in the fading sunlight, their laughter filled with hope and dreams of becoming the future queen. When they spotted Grace in her worn-out clothes, carrying a water pot, they burst into cruel laughter. Look at her, one whispered loudly, running errands while we walk to the palace. Another laughed. Maybe she will be the queen of the stream. They laughed and walked away, leaving Grace alone. She lowered her head, biting her lips to stop herself from crying more. Deep down, she whispered a silent prayer for strength, even though her heart ached with disappointment. At the stream, Grace knelt by the water's edge, a clay pot balanced carefully beside her. She dipped it into the stream, watching the ripples spread across the surface. Just as she was about to lift it, she noticed a faint movement near the trees. Her eyes focused and she gasped. A young man, ragged and wounded, leant weakly against a trunk. His clothes were torn, his body bruised, and blood had dried on his arm. His voice cracked as he spoke, barely above a whisper. Please, help me. I was hunting, but a wild beast attacked me. I begged the maidens earlier, but none would stop. Please, don't leave me here. The others had mocked him and left. Grace could not. She hurried to him, tore a wrapper, cleaned his wound, gave him water. As she helped him stand, the mask slipped, struck by a low branch, and fell into the dirt. For one terrible second, her scarred face was bare. She gasped, spun away, and flying to cover herself. She snatched the mask and pressed it back on, heart pounding with shame. Please, don't look, she whispered. He had seen, but only a glimpse. His voice stayed gentle. You are the first to stop for me. She led him to the compound. The house was quiet. Her stepmother and stepsister had already left for the grand banquet. Grace quickly brought food and placed it before him. You need strength, she said, urging him to eat. He took each bite slowly, his tired eyes never leaving her eyes. When he finally spoke, his words carried both wonder and gratitude. He said, "I heard today is the great feast. Why are you not there with the others? This is the day the prince chooses his bride." Grace lowered her gaze, sadness filling her voice. "I had too much work to do, and besides, I don't think I'm a suitable candidate." "Don't say that," he interrupted gently. "You are not only beautiful, but also kind. A heart like yours is rare, and kindness shines brighter than jewels." Grace nodded, but she really didn't believe what he said. He called her beautiful, but she knew she looked hideous behind the mask. "Why do you hide such beauty behind a mask?" His hand moved to her mask,